I went to reboot my computer and it's just sitting in spindle.
Nope, do you want? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take care.
Might be a Windows update or something happening.
Could be. Yeah, there've been a lot of that. Yeah, it always happens right before something like this.
Right.
All right, can everybody see the code item of the week?
Yes, be prompt.
Yes.
Hey, it's 6:30, we're on time. Good
Yep.
deal.
Be prompt, start on time, work appointments, projects, etc. Ben, any words here on the code item of this week? Yeah, I think we're all doing good this morning because we started here and we're here on time. If you're not going to be on time, don't speed and get there late without telling anybody. Just give people a call and let them know if you're not going to make it to a meeting or if you're not going to be somewhere on time. It's a lot easier that way. And safer, right, Matt? That is correct. Gotta plan ahead, and that's what we're going to talk about today and a little bit of winter driving tips. But before we go there, another 7 days without a recordable injury. So our day count's up to 173, and it's been 7 days since our last first aid injury report. We're going to kind of add that just to talk about how we have a nice track record about recordable, but at the same time, it's good to talk about some of these first aid injuries that we're having, especially last week we had 4 first aid injuries. So I'll just kind of add that just so we really focus on the small details of health and safety and personal injuries. So something that we're going to have moving forward just so we can kind of keep ourselves in check. So this week, just winter is here. I think the winter solstice is in about 2 weeks, but we're going to start seeing the snow on the ground. So historically, we've always had an uptick in auto accidents in the wintertime. So we're kind of focusing on trying that loss control on the auto side. So these are the 7 tips for safe winter driving for truckers and just all types of vehicles. So step number 1, take it slow. When the weather is bad, even the speed limit can be too fast. So go as slow as you have to in order to be safe and keep control of the truck. Again, when it comes to snow, it's all about traction control, keeping all tires the way they should be gripping on the road. So second tip is give yourself some space. Make sure you give as much space between yourself and other vehicles as possible. If visibility is low, you can see the taillights of the car in front of you. You're too close. Again, pretty much the number 1 accident for winter driving is sliding into the vehicle in front of you. You don't have enough time to stop. You start skidding and you skid right into the car in front of you. So again, really that following distance, they say, is 3 seconds. In winter driving, you might want to double that to about 6 seconds. I know that's a long time, but then you have complete control there. If something does happen, hopefully you have enough buffer between you and the car in front of you to stop in time so you don't have that collision. Tip number 3 is split from the pack. Traffic often travels in packs, and the last place you want to be is in the middle of one. So space yourself out of large clumps of vehicles to reduce the risk of accidents. This is especially important on interstate driving, especially in snowy conditions on the interstate. So try to slow down to put yourself in control of your own world, so you're not in a tight cluster of vehicles, because all it takes is for one vehicle to lose control to make a multiple car accident. So something to think about out there. 4, again, plan for the weather. Keep an eye on the weather report so you know when difficult conditions are coming and can prepare in advance. Always try to follow this morning's code of conduct. So if it's going to be a winter snow day today, we want to give ourselves ample time to get to work safely. So you might need to leave the house a little bit earlier. Stock up on extra equipment. If you do find yourself in a snowbank in the middle of Vermont somewhere, it's good to make sure you have what you need to stay safe and warm while you're waiting for rescue, while you're waiting for someone to come help shovel you out or rescue trucks to pull you out of these snowbanks. So again, this time of year, make sure you have ample cold stress gear in your vehicle, just in case if you need it. And then the number 6 here is fill up your fuel tank. The extra weight will keep your tires on the ground and prevent slipping. So again, a heavier truck is a safer truck when it comes to traction control. And then the last tip that we have here is use good judgment. So if conditions seem too dangerous for you to make the trip at all, call it off. Missed deadline is better than an accident. So especially when you're rushing, I think a lot of accidents happen when people just are going too fast because they're running late. They feel like they can't call their boss and let them know what the situation is. But let's try to use good judgment. Let's try to keep all of our vehicles on the road this winter and in complete control, so we don't have any personal injuries relating to a vehicle accident, but also damage to our pickups as well. So that's our goal this year, is no auto accidents due to winter conditions. That's all I have, Ken. So if you want to take it over.
Okay. All right. All good tips. When I was traveling here, that little snowstorm, we've only had one real snowstorm here a few weeks ago. I was on the interstate. The interstate's just the absolute worst place to travel in a storm. I think you're almost better getting off like, Route 2 or something, follow the interstate.
Yeah, when you're going 60 miles an hour, that's 88 feet every second. If you increase it to 70, it goes up over 100. And if you can slow it down to like 45 miles an hour, that goes down to 66. So it's a huge difference on your speed as far as how far you're traveling every second, it's just amazing when you really start thinking about it.
Yeah, and on the interstate, I just find that the conditions are worse for some reason always. There's more slush, there's more ice, there's more people passing going 75 miles an hour when you should be going 55.
Yeah. The SUVs.
Let's try to control your environment as best you can. That's all we can do.
I think this is it. Here we go. Okay, go back up to the top of my screen here. Okay. I assume everyone sees my screen.
Yep, we see it, Ken.
Okay. So, winter driving. Keep in mind this coming week and it's not just a this week thing, it's a all season thing that we got to think about it for sure. Yeah. Announcements. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up about the upcoming Christmas and New Year's holiday schedule. It's really creeping up on us real fast. And hams are the kickoff there on Thursday, the 22nd. So hams will be in sometime in the morning. Normally it's around 8 o'clock, Ben, or something like that. But we'll be coordinating things pretty heavily at that point.
Yeah, and we may just try to give them out on Friday, that Friday morning, which they'll come in on the 22nd. And if they don't get here till later, we'll when it gets closer, we'll coordinate.
Yeah, okay. And then the Christmas barbecue, Friday, that's the 23rd. So we're gonna kind of knock off about noon and have a little end of year celebration. And then the office is closed on Monday, the 26th, because Christmas is on Sunday this year. And then the following week, Monday the 2nd, we're closed because, of course, New Year's Day is on Sunday again.
Works out good this year.
What's that, Ben?
It works out good this year.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of it doesn't break up the week as bad when it's a weekend holiday. So just wanted to show you, I was given this as a reminder that for this year, we have, like we have in the past years, the annual employee giving at the holiday time. Last year, we gave to the Classic Michael Lawyer Foundation, the Vermont National Guard Charitable Foundation, the UVM Medical Cancer Foundation at UVM, and then the Make-A-Wish. And the results from 2021 are just like incredibly impressive. we raised a total, or I should say you guys raised a total of $20,150, almost $58. And it's broken out here by the different groups. And of course, guess what? Sarah wants to reach 25,000 this year. Go, Sarah. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
check with Sarah about
Yeah.
details on contributing. Ben, do you have any comments?
Yeah. I think it always feels good to give to somebody else in need, because we all know how it feels when we need something and someone helps us. So one of the things that I always feel good about, and a lot of us talk about it, is we're proud that our annual giving is a good reflection of our culture and our character. And if anyone can give as liberally as they can without inconvenience to themselves, that's the spirit of the season that we're in. Even 1 hour of ATO, I'm always really surprised when, some of the new younger guys that come in and they're like, I only got like 2 hours. Is it okay if I give 1 hour? It's like, absolutely. You don't need to give anything, but that 1 hour can make a huge difference to people. And it's easy. You can let any of the managers, we've got like Ben Heath, Ben McKinney, Tom Lawyer, Ronnie Johnston, Jim McNall, all of those managers have access to add you to the list, but also Sarah. Just let people know if you want to give. You can give ATO. You can throw
Payroll,
$1 or $5 to Sarah, and it'll get there. The other thing we do is we can do a one-time deduction from your payroll for $10 or $5 or $20 or $100, whatever you can do. I would love us to reach this goal. This is a big indication. Other companies can't believe this. They're like, how do you do this? I said, it's about having good people that care about others, and it feels really good to give. So let any of us know. Call me, call Sarah. Let us know if you want to give and be a part of it. I like to challenge everybody to give something rather than Sarah's got the goal for the top end. I've got the goal. If it's 50 cents, if I can convince every single person in the company to give something, anything, I think that would be a huge statement to who we are.
Oh, I agree. And I'm very proud of the results we've had last year. And I'd be exceptionally proud again if we reached our new goal.
Yep. And it helps everybody, Ken. The Cancer Foundation, Sarah makes sure that it's earmarked, just so you guys know. Sarah makes sure that that's earmarked to help the local people that need help to have a place to stay, to have some food. So we can make sure that it's not going to something that's not supporting locally for our Cancer Foundation. Right. The Make-A-Wish always goes to one of the kids that needs a wish. And last year, I think we funded a whole wish. And Jamie, the guy that runs it, is always so excited when we do this because it adds another wish. The Mike Lawyer Foundation. The Mike Lawyer Foundation helps generally a lot of people in our industry, but we love to give to them because their mission goes to anybody that needs it. And the Vermont National Guard, it covers the families and the members of the Guard when they're deployed or when they have a problem. I think last year somebody needed a refrigerator and they were overseas and part of the money went to like a new refrigerator for his family. So we kind of cover all the bases for all the different things that we like, people that we appreciate and like to help. So
well, I'll leave this reminder in here in the coming emails.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So this week was the Associated General Contractors annual meeting. AGC is an association of Vermont businesses in the construction industry. ECI is a longstanding member, as many of our competitors, subcontractors, municipal public works departments, material and equipment suppliers, and insurance and bonding companies, law and accounting firms, and other businesses that support our industry. This week was our annual meeting, which included training sessions, motivational speakers, exhibitors, awards, board meetings, and a dinner banquet. We heard from Senator-elect Peter Welch, Treasurer-elect Mike Pishak, VTrans Secretary Joe Flynn, Vermont Buildings and General Services Commissioner Jennifer Fitch, and Governor Phil Scott, and also local political reporters Peter Hirschfeld from Vermont Public, Paul Hines from Vermont Digger, and Tim McQuiston from Vermont Business Magazine. Awards and events included the Setting Sons of Construction to recognize the mentors of our industry, and ECI's Jack Kerr was one of the recipients. Sarah Wallen received a similar award recognizing the rising stars of women in the construction industry in 2021. And the dinner banquet included the Best Builder Awards, and ECI received one of the awards for the Burlington Greenway.
Oh, Ken, you missed something.
Yeah. What's that?
Just so everyone knows, and I don't know if it says it down below, but the new president is just next to Jack Kerr. Ken Pigeon is the new president of AGC Vermont, which is a big undertaking. Yep. And I think all of us should be proud that our leader here at ECI is also the leader of AGC Vermont for the ensuing year. And is it 1 year or two, Ken?
1 year.
1 year, he's going to be the president of AGC. So any of the initiatives, hopefully, that construction companies and all of our members have, Ken can help promote it and forward it. So Ken, good luck this year.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's like about getting the membership engaged is one of the primary objectives of the president and representing the group. So, well, here we are showing our giving Jack his award. That's myself, obviously, and that's Chris Magnan. Chris is outgoing, or at this point, the past president, and he's with Nycom Coatings. As you see, this group is very very much people we deal with all the time throughout our industry. And there's a whole group of recipients. I can't name a couple of them there. I forget who they are, but Mike Smith from DEW is next to me with Jack. And then I believe one guy's from Casella, and I don't remember. You guys remember where the other guy's from? Or no?
I don't remember where the other one was from, but the guy that's almost just next to Magnus is Joe Mattery. He was a former ECI employee. He used to work here.
Oh, okay.
So we got a
Very
ECI cool. current and an ECI
yeah.
someone else that was a great employee here for a lot of years. But there's a lot of years.
I didn't realize that.
Yep, Joe Mattery. I went over and congratulated him, and I think he might have been here before 98, Ken. But he was here for several years. Yep. And it all runs together with me. But one of the things that I noted was I asked Jack how long he'd been in construction, and he told me he started in 1968.
Yeah. He's got a lot of experience. We all look up to Jack, and he kind of represents what we all want to be. So there's another picture of Jack proudly showing off his award here.
Yeah.
The award didn't really focus well, just a cell phone camera, I guess. Even any kind of camera would have a challenge that you need that, what is it, the right aperture, they call it, right, to make sure everything comes in focus. But great picture, Jack. And then down below here,
54 years to get that, Ken.
Yeah. So there's Jack's award on the right and Sarah's on the left, side by side, back at the office later on. Gives you a close-up of what it says as a Setting Sons of Construction for providing thoughtful guidance and inspiring excellence. Very cool.
Good interpretation. That's awesome.
Yeah. And here's the dinner meeting, and we are receiving the Best Builder Award for the Greenway project. And you might notice that Joey Appleton is there. Joey joined us because he was a project manager back then. Joey, of course, is still a good friend of the company's. And there's that guy with the boring speech. I had to read his speech. They gave it to me. I jazzed it up, though.
It was good.
Yeah. So that's what we got there. Oh, I think, did I miss it? Oh, yeah, there's a link here. This link
nice.
Underneath the award is the nomination document that we sent in, at least the text part. It explains how, it explains about the project, because really it's not the project. For us, it was multiple contracts. There were like 5 different contracts that we did dating back to 2014. And what we really played up in this, nomination, because you nominate yourselves, the drone technology and the machine automation and everything, how that all tied together with the drone, and documenting existing conditions which weren't completely documented for the purpose of design. And it goes in a little more detail if you're interested. And of course, the drone, our drone pilot's right there in the center. There's Richard smiling and receiving the award next to Ben. So we'll get down here. Okay, the primary wellness. Again, one of these days it'll be a focus. I think, Ben, you and I have a meeting with Beth. Is it this week?
It's next Thursday.
Next Thursday, okay. Probably, maybe we could even have her here next week early to talk about it. We'll see.
Okay.
And the weather, just want to hit the weather. We're back in the colder temperatures, below freezing. We haven't seen that really much yet, but it looks like it's going to stay that way. Even daytime highs, there's a 32. I'm sure it'll be cycling up and down a little bit here. It always does. So this week we're talking for projects about the Dugway Brook culvert replacement on Route 30 or under Route 30 in Duane, New York. Duane is located, obviously, Route 30, but Route 30 roughly connects Malone to like the Lake Placid area. And this location may be halfway in between the two. Pretty rural area in the Adirondacks. So we're contracted with Friend Commercial Construction out of Malone to install an 84-inch diameter culvert under Route 30. Duane, the pipe was installed last week in ECI scope. Work is now complete. The pipe consisted of an 84-inch Hobus pipe installed. Hobus is a manufacturer, installed by an Ackerman tunnel boring machine. The culvert was 220 feet long, below a 25-foot high embankment, consisting of a hard granular fill with cobbles and occasionally small boulders. So it wasn't the easiest conditions. Hobus is a fiberglass reinforced polymer mortar pipe. The rental TBM was outfitted with Ackerman's quad bar cutter head, which we'll see below, which is meant for harder ground and cobbles. The TBM and the 20-foot long pipe sections were pushed with our Ackerman Series 5000 pump, which has a maximum jacking force of 400 tons. ECI operated the pump and manned the TBM from within. Spoil muck was conveyed to the back of the TBM and transported out with a cart system. So our scope of work also included design of the jacking pit, the jacking slab, and the reaction frame. Oops. I tried to move. There we go. You guys still see it okay? Okay, good. Yeah, I tried to move the little box with all you guys in there, and it jumped around. So let's see, the 400-ton maximum design jacking forces required resistance from the back face and the sheet pile sidewalls by transferring the load through a double whaler system. The line and grade were achieved by slight steering of the TBM and a pipe laser that targeted the project onto a projected target within the TBM.
Wow.
So let's see, I'm gonna move this little box again. Just a sec here. There we go. So this is a plan view from the construction contract drawings. It's obviously at a very steep skew.
Wow.
We pushed upstream, so from the bottom of the page up. There's a profile. There's a pretty flat slope on the sides. Especially, and partly it's flat because remember we're cutting out a skew.
Makes for a long run.
Yep. And there you can see what it really looks like for a profile. This is after we started and what the area looks like. This is from the Hobos spec sheet. This is a jacking pipe. It's their jacking pipe, so it's meant for jacking forces. And the highlighted box, that's the 84-inch nominal diameter. And you can see that on the almost the far right, but not quite the far right column next to the far right, that their allowable, says allowable safe jacking load pushing straight with a safety factor of 2.5 is 900 tons. You can push 900 tons on that thing, on those pieces of pipe. So here's the TBM, all shiny and new, getting ready to be launched. Guys are in there fitting it up. It was quite a bit of plumbing. It's electrical driven for the motor on the front. Or no, it says hydraulic. The electric, there's an electric generator that goes where that drives our pump, and then everything is all the lines feed the hydraulic to turn the front face. And you see the pistons there. Let me back up just a sec. You can see the rams there on one side right there for pushing that yoke that pushes the whole assembly in. So then I'll come back up here a little more. So after this lead piece is pushed in to the earth, a section, it's all backed up, and a section of pipe is added, and it's pushed forward, and then the machine is backed up. The the pump system on the back is backed up with the pistons, and another section added until you push the TBM forward, and it pushes it all the way through. So there's a good view. Here's a good view coming up of the whole reaction frame, the sheeting on the sides, and a section of pipe, and the pump system set up on a track, and the reaction from the forces goes back into that back wall. It's a concrete surface we're on with that kind of concrete back wall and the steel beam whaler system that takes the load and spreads it around. And there we go. So this photo is inside of the TBM during operation. You can see the materials coming through the conveyor belt, and that must be Brian there smiling in the back, just on the other side of that cable, and he's controlling in the machine. And it looks like that dot in the center, that red dot, would be the pipe laser focused on its target to show Brian that we are on line and grade. Not a whole lot of room in here, but at least it was an 84-inch pipe and not a 60-inch. So here's a load of the muck coming out, and you can see there's some cobbles in there. Greg's pushing it out to Josh. And they hook up the little cart. She has a hook there and a tag line. That'll carry the muck out to the truck waiting, and then they can dump the bottom and just release it into the truck. The excavator and truck were provided by the general contractor. They're looking down a hole. We got string lights there, a little Christmas light string lights, and the track and the lines there for the hydraulic lines going in and return. There's a picture of the back wall, concrete on the end of the slab, reaction with bearing plates, and then pushing it onto the sheets, but also through the whaler system that turns around the corner. There's a pipe laser up in the center, set up to zero in right on the line and grade at the center of the pipe. And of course, the best part is when you break out. There we go, at the other side. We were a little concerned about it pushing too hard against the face and creating, a kind of a bulging of the slope. It really wasn't a problem, especially at that skew, I think helped. If you'd been perpendicular to a steep bank, I think you might have had a problem. We would have had to reinforce it more, but we decided we should be okay, and we were. And then let's see, one more picture here. This is the TBM wanted to arrive back at the shop on last Friday, I believe. You can see the cutter edge there again, and it's a little dirtier than it went in the hole for sure. So we took it up to Bushy's Bit and we just did a cleaning, and they're gonna, the Ackerman, or we have a trucker coming in, will haul it back to Ackerman in Wisconsin here for Monday morning or so. Then for the photo archives, I have a steel casing auger bore, location unknown, date unknown. And this is certainly, it looks like Bobby Grant there on the far right. And there's our old K Moore. It looks like about maybe a 24-inch shot we're doing somewhere. Quite the reaction frame there, and I'm not very impressed with the sheeting either. But those were the old days.
I think that's probably like 1989. Looking at that one person that's on the left, she was a laborer that worked with Michael back then. She was a teacher.
I see. Yep.
And Bobby Grant and maybe Tom Montague, maybe not. I don't know.
Doesn't look like Tom. There.
No. And it doesn't look like Don Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's what I get.
We didn't have you to design our back wall back then, so it's a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
I'm glad we got you, Ken.
This is obviously a type A soil that they had there too. It's
obviously.
Yeah. All right, good. Thanks. I'll turn it back to you, Matt. Have a good day out there, safe day, and be thinking about winter driving as soon as the conditions start to get bad.
Don't forget to donate.
Don't forget to donate. We'll be reminding you again.
Okay.
Have a great day. Have a safe day. Thank you
guys.
all for attending.
Thank you. See you later.